Colorado Rising Action. Lindsey, welcome to Rush to Reason. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me back on.
You're very welcome. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to 2019. How was your New Year's?
Yes, it was great. I made a resolution to not let the Twitter trolls bother me.
Ah.
So we're 3 days in.
There's plenty of those out there.
So what are they tweeting? Or are you just ignoring them completely?
Oh, well, no, I don't ignore it. Just try not to let it bother me. But, there's people out there who are paid by Democrat organizations who just spend all day tweeting away, just talking about, everything on their mind. And then,
back up.
Jumping on all of our
back
tweets.
up. I mean, I knew there was a lot of people out there that considered themselves trolls or that are trolls. I didn't realize, I should have, I guess, but I didn't realize they were actually paid by the DNC.
I don't know if they're paid by the DNC, but different Democrat organizations for sure.
Okay, different Democrat organizations, which could be the DNC. We don't know.
Could be.
So they actually pay them to sit at the computer and be, basically keyboard cowboys.
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
Interesting. I was not.
I had no idea.
I wasn't aware of that.
These gigs? I mean, just get paid to sit and tweet.
We worked Dan.
Oh.
If you follow hashtag CO politics, there's a few people that are literally tweeting all day long.
And I'm assuming on the other side, not our side.
Exactly. Yeah. I think the tweets I see on the Republican side are a little bit more reasonable. I mean, these people just jump on every single thing. So check it out if you want a little entertainment. But keep your New Year's resolution to not let it bother you.
I won't. I mean, when you're in this industry, you learn to have thick skin because, the things get thrown at you. Knives get thrown at you on a pretty regular basis anyway. So, all right. So for 2019, there's a budget surplus. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so this is what I wanted to chat about today. There's about a $1.2 billion budget surplus that we have. So even after, this is all how Colorado's economy is doing great, and we're talking about that a lot lately. But even after $380 million or so going to the refunds that Coloradans get because of the, Tabor-Gallagher stuff, there's still almost $1 billion in additional surplus, and so the legislature needs to figure out where that's going. And so I think Colorado Rising Action, we're promoting that this surplus go to things like, fixing our infrastructure, rural mental health services, investing in struggling communities, things that our states and, Democrats who are running our government right now have said are important, but we've been getting some pushback, again, on Twitter, that these things, that this money shouldn't be going to these things. But, it doesn't make any sense to then say we need to raise our taxes to go for infrastructure when we have almost $1 billion in surplus money that could be spent there.
And I would fully agree, by the way.
Yeah. So, that was something I want the listeners to be aware of.
I'll make sure everybody understands what we're saying here. $1.2 billion in surplus. This is not money that's earmarked anywhere. This is a surplus in our budget. We talk to CDOT here on our program, Lindsey, on a regular basis, and that's about their whole budget. So we could actually double CDOT's budget this year alone by just giving them the $1.2 billion and get some roads and stuff
then
fixed.
We don't have to talk about raising taxes for infrastructure anymore. But
but that would actually be accomplishing something. So we can't do that.
So here's a question. Best guess, once the legislation session fires up, where do you think this money is going to go?
Well, good question. Your guess is as good as mine. Something that has been in the news a lot lately is a push for state-run health care, which, is going to be, I think the legislators who are announcing that, we're going to drop the bill the first day. So I think that would be Monday. And we're going to be ready to push back on that starting tomorrow. That's one place it could go. It could also go, who knows, to pensions or your guess is as good as mine. But
now, according to, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you probably know more about this than I do. I have not studied this, but under Tabor, if there's an overage like we have right now, a surplus, doesn't a certain amount of that have to come back to us as taxpayers?
Yeah. So what they're saying, even after it's somewhere around $380 million, and that's above the line. That's part of the refund that will go back to Coloradans. So that's the amount over the surplus line. And that would come back to us. But even then, it's just under $1 billion.
Got it. So even after the refund to the taxpayers, we still have almost $1 billion surplus.
That's correct.
That's a lot of money. That does a lot of things in this state.
So let's start talking about what we could spend that on that would be most beneficial.
I mean, we're talking about the entire I-70 corridor project that's going to take 4 years is like a $1.2 billion project completely, and that's spread over 4 years. Think of the amount of roads and infrastructure we could do and get handled here in Colorado quickly if CDOT had that money.
Yeah, but you guys, Colorado's leading cause of global warming, so I think we need to do green energy initiatives here.
Got it, Dan. Got it. Yeah, sure. And let's see how that works out.
What percent of the world population is Colorado, do you think?
Well, there's 7 billion people in the world. Is that not
even
right?
register.
7 billion people, and we have, 5 million total in Colorado?
You don't even have a calculator big enough to do
minuscule.
that. No, minuscule.
Minuscule. It's a drop in the bucket.
But those are the types of programs that Dems will go for. They'll go for green energy initiatives. They'll try to wipe out oil and gas. They'll more education to children.
Probably a good way to
educate the children.
A good way to explain that would probably be, I may be off a little bit size-wise here, Lindsey, but it would be like, Cherry Creek Reservoir taking a rock and throwing it in. That's Colorado's impact on all of the world.
On the world
energy? That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah. I mean, us and our impact, environmentally speaking,
that would
across
be our
the
carbon
world,
footprint.
I mean, literally, with you talk about 5 million people as a state, even in the Front Range here, 3 million people in this Front Range area, to the 7 billion roughly people worldwide. We aren't a drop in the bucket.
Yeah. So when the Democrats start talking about where they're gonna spend the money on new bike paths and whatnot, we can try to give them some better ideas.
We need to, because that's, again, having that much surplus, there are many, many, many things our state needs. And frankly, health care for all is not one of them, and bike paths aren't either.
Well, no, wait a minute, guys. I think if they were to build a bike path directly from here to Castle Rock, I'd take I-25. I'm just saying. That's what I would do.
Nobody's going to ride it.
Nobody.
Ridiculous. Well, it'll be interesting to see. So, Lindsey, things get fired up tomorrow. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yep. The opening speeches start tomorrow, and the General Assembly officially starts Monday.
Okay.
So we're going to be, hitting it hard on everything. So if you want our emails and releases and stuff, you can sign up at coloradorisingaction.org.
So, Lindsey, are you going to go down and listen to those riveting opening speeches tomorrow?
I am, yes.
I feel for you. You're taking one for the team. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We have to know what they're saying to be able to respond.
Agreed.
That's true.
All right, well, let us know next week when we have you back on. Lindsey, again, Happy New Year to you. Thanks for all you do, and keep up the good work.
Will do. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.